Alright, and it looks like we are good to go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. I am your host, Adam Davis. I'm one of the engine support techs up at Epic Games. My main role is blueprints, landscapes, foliage, BSPs. However, if you have questions about pretty much anything in the editor, please feel free to ask. And if I don't know the answer, I will at least try to help. And if I can't figure it out, I will point you to someone who hopefully can. Now, this stream is dedicated towards blueprint scripting questions in particular, so if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to post them in the chat, and I'll try to have a look at them as the stream goes on. We will only be doing an hour tonight because I've got some other stuff I have to get done that is moving related. Actually, that so just so you know, the reason we're starting late tonight is because I finally got the verification back on the apartment, and so I had to take an extended lunch to go and finish paying the security deposit and stuff like that. So that's what I had to make up the time. That's why we're a little late. Just wanted to go ahead and be transparent about that, let you know exactly what was going on. Um, I am looking into what my options are for internet, so hopefully as soon as I get to the new place, we'll be able to get internet up very quickly so I can continue the stream unhindered. However, I cannot guarantee that right now. So I will let you guys know sooner to the date what is going to happen. It may just be something in, like maybe the first part of May or something that it's a bit problematic until I can get internet at the new house. Just want to go ahead and get all of that out of the way in advance. Now, in the meantime, when we don't have questions and whatnot, I typically try to do tutorials and whatnot. And I had about 2 weeks ago asked for suggestions for different streams, and I got some great ones. And one of them was, I believe it was actions based on tracking movement with. Let me see if I. Okay, pull up exactly what it was. Let's see. Trigger skeletal measurement. Okay, so that one we already did. That was one of the other ones. Okay, it was right here. Uh, let's see. Stream about 3D widget and gaze-based interaction blueprints only. Um, Now, we're going to have to do kind of a slightly modified version because unfortunately I don't have any Gear VR, Oculus, anything like that. This computer would not be able to run VR. But I believe I understand what it was by Motorcep, and so if you are here, welcome. But if not, we're going to go ahead and go over it, and hopefully you can catch it on the VODs, or if you come in later, we can go over whatever we learn. Um, I'm going to attempt it. I cannot promise that I will get this one right because it's a little weird. Hey, Bloody Bobby, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. So I have some stuff that's already made that is similar to what we're going to try to do with the head tracking and 3D widgets. I haven't done it with 3D widgets, but there are quite a few things that I have done already. And let's see, I think it's... No, that's Portal. Hey, Assassinator, how you doing? Portal, that's the ricochet, that's the grappling hook, that's the stick input, hold through, possess, use stuff. This is it. So, one of the things I had already done, and I think this is going to be very similar to the way that we do with the 3D widgets, is I had this thing where we go and get overlapping actors, and we don't filter it by class, but we do check and see if it has a interface called is used. And let's see, so initially the way I had done it was with a line trace, which is how we're going to be doing eventually the thing we're going to do today. But just so you can see what I'm talking about, oh, we still have this inverted. I'm going to have to fix that. Okay, so anyways, so we come up here, if we hit, that inversion is really throwing me off here. Let me fix that inversion because that's going to drive me nuts until I fix it. Let's see. I'm actually doing that. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, Gear stuff or Gear VR stuff is really cool. Um, Unfortunately for me, I do get very motion sick when wearing VR stuff. I have not gotten past the VR sickness yet, so that is something I am eventually going to be working on. I did get to play in a Vive, which was kind of cool. And let's see. There it goes. So, as you can see, we walk up, and if we're overlapping, we can hit Z, and it does stuff. Whee! And then, like this one, I think we changed the to overlapping for a test, but initially it was a line trace. And that's what we're going to return to, is the line trace. And this is actually all pretty much perfect for what I need. So let me come out here. Oh, where's tick? I have not used tick yet in this. Sweet! That means this is going to be tick. Even though I'm not particularly... yes. Yes, there is. That was so that we could actually repossess the character, because I have several possession mechanics, and it was very difficult to see when you weren't in the character. So I put this in there so that we could actually just look at that and target it so we can possess this character again. Yeah, no. Totally not hallucinating. It is there. It does exist. Now, this is actually this is a setup that I use quite often for just about anything to do with traces from the player, because more often than not, people, they want to trace in a first person game, but they try to trace from the player character instead of from the camera, and that can cause all kinds of weirdness depending on what you're looking for. In this case, I want to trace from the camera. Hey, Demead, how you doing? In this case, I want to trace from the camera because we're actually trying to get, like, you see where the reticle is? We're basically going to be tracing at the same general location that is. That is going to be our goal. And to do that, it's easier to actually trace from the camera itself, since it is a physical actor in the world, than it is to mess around with some of the other stuff that people do. Wait, why are you not working? Oh, there it is. Sorry, I really like doing this. And apparently my grappling hook is actually messed up somehow. Whee! Okay. Anyways, so the way this works, we get the world location of the camera. And that is our start point. That should start right in the center of the camera. I am currently pointing to my nose. I don't know why, because you can't see me anyways. But, what we do is we add the get actor world rotations rotated vector, and we're going to set it to the X value so that it's coming straight off of the camera. And I want to do that at, let's say, 1,000 units. That way, it gives a reasonable amount of time. And I want to do for one frame, that is where we are. So as you can see, no matter where we look now, we have a line trace. Whee! Now, thing is, we want to be able to use this information. So I'm going to come up to our use stuff, grab a copy of isUsed. This is our first test. Now what this does is I have this interface, right? This is something we created a long time ago. Blueprint interfaces, if you don't know much about them, basically what it is you give them information and you can call these interfaces inside of blueprints. You basically come into class settings, and where it says implemented interface, you add whichever one you want to implement. Once you implement them, you have access to these functions, and what you can do is, so in this case, there's an isUsed function, and it's completely blank in the interface. But if you go into like our fire blueprint here, we have event is used. And what that does, spawn emitter, particle system fire, play a sound, the fire sound at the same location. So if you see here, that little sphere, that's the location. Now when we come up to use it, we are going to see. Sorry, we actually want to do once. That way we don't constantly do this. So we got this. Then if we come up and we hit it, boom. So now all we did was trace over it, and that set that function off. But since we've set it to a do once, it's only going to do that once. Haha. See? Very clever. Keeps the amount of performance that's going on down. That way we're not overdoing it. Then if we come over here, we've got this one, which should... I guess that one's not working anymore. That used to, with these, it would change the color of the lights. And then... I think that was pretty much it in here. Yay! Okay. Now, that is pretty much how that works. That like interfaces are really simple. They're very useful. Great for blueprint communication when you don't want to get specific things. You just want to go, oh, do you have this? No? Okay, great. Yes? Great. Even better. Now, the next part is going to be the kind of complicated part, which is figuring out how to use this with a 3D widget, because 3D widgets are very wonky. It is important to note, I do not, if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but 3D widgets are not fully implemented. So while they can be used, we cannot promise that everything will work properly. So I believe they're still experimental, or they're still not quite fully fleshed out. So if you end up running into a problem, please, please, please just post it to the answer hub so that we can have a look. That is the best place to post bugs. This is my work spiel, so forgive me. It is kind of necessary because there are a lot of people who don't know this. But if you post to the answer hub, specifically if you have a bug, post it in the bug report section. Don't just post anything in there, because we'll just end up moving it out if it's not a bug. And like that just makes my job more tedious and makes it more difficult for me to help people. But if you have a bug, or you think you have a bug, post it to the bug report section. We track those very actively. We are extremely active in the bug report section, because that is kind of like the main portion of our job. But that is that's my spiel. You know, just wanted to